on? Please don't be afraid to unmute yourself. This is a safe place. This is a safe place
Hey,
to.
Alfred.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, team. I hope everybody's feeling blessed. Um, yeah, I'm working on a couple systems right now. I got a gentleman who's hooking up my follow-up boss to my. I decided to go with Mojo. Remember I was talking about batch dialer. I just felt like I did their trial test, and the lady was supposed to do a introduction with me and show me how to use it. She canceled. It's the first time any company's ever canceled for emergency. Just don't know why they didn't have anyone else to pick it up. But I just found that it wasn't as intuitive. I jumped on Mojo, and Mojo is pretty great. It's my second time ever using it. The last time I used it about 5 years ago. But it's actually not bad. Data was okay. I did the neighborhood search was okay. I'm getting expires for sale by owners. So I'm integrating that with the follow-up boss. The guy's doing it for me right now, and he's going to take my expires and for sale by owners and start marketing Facebook and Instagram ads. But I'm gonna shoot videos to target just expires and for sale by owners. So it's gonna be targeted just for those people in that area. So he has a system where he's going to be able to target them specifically and email them. It's going to be like a drip, to get them to, see my face. Just wanted to share that with you guys because you guys share a lot of valuable stuff with me, and I think it's really great. And I want to say I appreciate this call. It's really cool.
Awesome, Stefan. Taking action. It's funny you say that. Can you guys hear me? All right, just give me a thumbs up. I'm using my wireless buds, guys. I'm trying something new. I'm a very techie, nerdy guy. What up, Gabe?
Yo, what's going
on? So anyways, guys, real quick. It's funny you say that, Stefan. We just signed up for Mojo Dialer. I think it was the easiest, friendly dialer to use. And I get it. Some of us use different type of technology, but it's always going to be the sales call. You need to warm up for the sales call, right? And that's the whole purpose of a question was asked this morning in the Grant Cardone room. How important is to role play? Role playing is very, very important for all of us here because we're all in sales. And how you say things and when you say things and how do you respond to objections is going to determine the call. Now, I know in this morning call at 7 a.m., I invited some of the people here in this call. A lot of the questions that were being asked to the person running the sales call, to Brandon, was, Brandon, when we start talking, they hang up on us right away. They don't let us get through the gatekeeper, right? Who is the gatekeeper? The gatekeeper is the person preventing you from speaking to the person you want to get a hold of. So Brandon discussed that sometimes, like Arlen just suggested to Rebecca, these sellers are getting bombarded with phone calls. Now, you need to separate yourself and say, you know what? Let me pull up 10 expires that are not too far from me that I'm not only going to call, a text, email, and do everything. I'm actually going to go door knock them as well. And when I go door knock them, and if they're not there, I'm going to leave some type of value behind so I can get that call back, right? So that's going to separate you from the rest. Leaving a personal letter, sending here's one thing that they do is whenever they're trying to get a hold of a company, the Grant Cardone team does a couple of things. They send out a pizza and they remove a couple slices from it. And when they open up the pizza, it says, we are the missing piece to your success, right? That engages people. Another thing that the Grant Cardone team does is they send a donut box full of donuts with a note. And the note says, do not, AKA do not, to sign the contract. Like, don't forget to sign the contract with a box of donuts, right? So you guys know where I'm heading at. And I'm going to give you guys one more nugget. When you're talking to a buyer or you're talking to a seller and they're undecided to move forward with you, you got to throw them this line. Now, Ms. Alice Garcia, the last time we spoke, you said you were thinking about buying. Am I correct? Yes. Okay, got it. So where are we at now? You know, and I know you need to make this move because You're getting evicted and you want to move into this beautiful house, and we know you qualify for it. So, Ms. Garcia, are you on red light, yellow light, or green light on buying this house?
Green light.
And if she says yellow light, got it. When I'm on yellow light, I actually speed up to get to the green light. And you can say that as well. Oh, you're on green light? Great, perfect. Let's get this done. What's the best time to meet with you? Or do you like to do DocuSign? I would hate for you to miss this property. I'm not sure if some of you guys are taking notes. You should be taking notes because I actually started a book. I'm actually going to start taking notes on every single objection, and I'm going to make an ebook of how to handle any type of objection that's being thrown at you, and also how to deal with the gatekeeper. And believe it or not, guys, most of the objections that we're getting are complaints. They are not objections. And one more thing before we move on is an objection sometimes is a condition. Now, a condition could be, hey, Gabe, the house didn't sell, but I'm going to go ahead and relist it with the same agent because she's my wife's cousin. So that's a condition. That's blood is thicker than water. They're not going to give you the business, somebody who's not related to them versus their family member or friend. So you got to move on from that. It's nothing personal. It doesn't matter how good you are on the phone. So we need to start identifying what is a complaint, what is a real objection, and what is a condition, right? So keep that in mind, guys, when you're making your calls. Another thing you want to do real quick on my morning call, and I took a lot of notes, is we got to warm up. What does that mean? You guys notice when there's a basketball game, a baseball game, even boxers, when they're before they go box, they're shadow boxing in the room, they're warming up. Baseball players, they're playing catch in the field, throwing back and forth. Or what are basketball players? They're shooting hoops before they play the game. You guys are sales athletes here. You guys are salespeople. This is a game. Make it fun. Warm up. Get your reps in. Role play with each other. Role play with other people on Clubhouse. There's role plays going on throughout the whole freaking day. And I got the links if you guys want to join it. But I just wanted to drop those little nuggets. Does anybody have any questions or any role play they want to handle? And just full disclosure, if you guys survive August 17 and you're here, we're doing good, right? We're all still getting paid, right? We're all breathing. Yeah. We're all here. We all still have a pulse. Not the end of the world. So anybody unmute yourself, anything you want to discuss. If you have an objection, raise your hand or a role play or a question.
I'd like to discuss the presentation of the buyer broker agreement. I just went through this on this weekend and they signed it, but there was a lot of pushback at first.
Okay, got it.
But I pushed back too. So I basically said, yeah, we don't work for free. It was always included in the sale. And now it's just structured differently. But there's so many ifs, ands, or buts to this buyer broker agreement where it's kind of like a listing agreement, but on a listing agreement, you can have variations of the commission, and on the buyer broker, you can't. They're not until they change it. Maybe they'll change it someday. So it's like you put your commission, but you say to them, okay, well, I'm not gonna let a transaction die because a seller says they're not going to pay the full commission or compensation that you and I have an agreement with between each other. And then it becomes a murky gray area. Well, how much will you go down? And it all depends. It depends on the how much work you've put in, how much the total transaction is. So it's like, how do you answer a question when there's no real definitive number or answer?
That is a great question, and today we're going to give you the answer for it. So easy. I know I have a lot of heavy hitters in this room, and you guys know who you are. You guys can unmute yourself. If you guys want to chime in and help Lisa. Lisa, now real quick, what state are you in?
I'm in Arizona, in Phoenix.
You're our sister neighbor, Arizona. Got it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so we're here in California. Most of us are here in Cali. We're all spoiled here. So is this so the conversation is you're talking to your buyers, right? Is that what I'm getting?
Yep, I was out, about to show homes and she signed it, but at first she didn't want to. She wanted to take it home and look at it. I said, okay, that's fine. You go home, look at it, and then we'll reconvene next weekend.
Got it. So here's what I would do. First, you want to build a
But
report,
she didn't.
right?
She signed it. I got
Okay.
it signed.
How
But
did you meet this? How did you meet this client, Lisa?
I met her over a year ago when I had a rental listing and we spent a lot of time talking. She ended up, not renting it, but apparently she saved my name and she liked me and she wanted to work with me. So she called me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So that's where I was heading. So you'll have some type of rapport with her.
Yes.
Okay. So here's what I would do. Since you already have a rapport with her, you want to educate them a little and bring them value, right? So what's your client's name?
Hannah.
Anna? So say, hey, Hannah, right? With the H, Hannah?
H. Yeah, Hannah.
Okay. Hey, Hannah, how are you? It's nice seeing you. Hey, before we go see these houses, there's some things that change with the whole NAR. I'm not sure if you knew about what happened, but don't go too much into it, right? You just want to educate them a little bit. There was this huge lawsuit where there was a buyer representation and commissions, blah, 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 blah. I brought some documents that me and you can go over that pretty much says that I'm representing you and I'm protecting you and that me and you are going to be loyal to each other. Now, there's two types. There's one where I can show you one property and there's one where I can help you for the next I believe it's 90 days, right, Alex Garcia? I'm still new on this too as well. Alex, go ahead.
No, that's correct. I think I would emphasize that, the commission that you're indicating there, it really is, your goal is to get it covered completely by the seller.
I did.
However, there's times where the seller might come back and, at that point you can decide what's fair. But typically, there is no guaranteed number because every seller is different. And just even letting them know that, because every seller is completely different. And, you never know. I mean, so far we've gotten our offers accepted as is without the seller having any pushback, and even asking for 3%. And even when they did ask, why we asked for 3%, we just had to sell ourselves a little bit on the value that we brought in terms of our offer. But, maybe that would be helpful for your buyer to understand that, you're going to not only work for them, but also work to help get their offer accepted by, working with the seller's terms.
I did, and I mentioned that there's two types of realtors, that some of them are going to look at the bottom line and just look at the whole, and then others are going to pick apart the structure of the offer. And those are the ones that we get some pushback.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think in time the conversation will be easier. I think right now it's just so new still, but I think you did a good job, especially being that, she trusted you enough to sign it. Because really at the end of the day, you're going to, make the best offer for the scenario at hand and for the seller at hand.
Okay. Yeah, I just
wondered most sellers aren't really, like, they're aware that they have to pay something, but so far so good. We'll see how it goes.
Alex, what about saying it in this way? Because I said it with a buyer of mine recently. I said, look, historically, sellers have always paid for the buyer's agent's commission.
Yes.
Too long, things are changing, so there are some sellers that aren't offering commission. But at the end of the day, before we open escrow, this contract that we have is negotiable. So I want to know that before we open escrow, we're gonna have this settled. So whether it's gonna be a deal breaker or not, we're gonna make sure this is settled. But my goal is to make sure that you get the house that you want.
Yeah. Perfect, Chris.
Very well said, Chris. Thank you for stepping up. Now, you heard that, Lisa? I did hear you. One thing you never, ever want to do is tell one of your clients, I don't work for free. Because now you're putting yourself in front of them, right? The client always is before us. I get it. You're gonna get paid. Trust me, you are.
See, that's where I have a problem with this whole new scenario. It's all about the client. Well, no, this is a business transaction, and the person who is representing you gets paid, just like an attorney. And to say that it's all about the client and we can just forget about all of our aspirations of paying our own mortgage and our own bills and our own gas, I think is a ridiculous way of presenting anything. I don't think it's right. I think that everyone who works with us needs to know this is business. And I'm here to do the best job possible, and I'll add value and I'll show them the value, and which I'd already done before she even signed it. I mean, I won't even tell you what I did for her before she signed it. And but to say that we push everything aside for them I don't think that's right, because we're not in this for free. And that's the whole thing that they said in the settlement is, don't tell them you'll work for free. It never was for free.
Right.
Absolutely, and I agree with you. The thing is, let me ask you this: if somebody was to say, "Hey, I don't work for free," how does that make you feel? Even though you're not working for free, how would you feel if somebody turned and said, "Hey, Lisa, I don't work for free on this call. I'm going to charge you."
I know, puts them on the defensive.
Correct. So
but I was just so sick of it. I was just like, oh.
And we're all here with you. Believe me, I'm with you. Fortunately, it's just like you said. I hate that saying. Whoever said the customer's always right. I used to be in the restaurant business. I used to get complaints. Oh, too much salt. Oh, the steak's overcooked. Blah blah blah. You're absolutely right. But you know what they say? Smile. The customer's always right. Whether I agree with them or not, they're always right. Because I know if I told one of my clients, hey, Johnny, I'm not gonna go show you houses. I don't work for free. You better sign this. He's like, you know what? It could turn somebody off.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're gonna get paid, because when you submit your RPA with the SPBB, you negotiate 3%. And that's one thing I want to tell you guys. Always start off high, 3%, and let them counter you back. You might get 2.5 instead of 2%. But you cannot work your way from the bottom to the top. Start high and work your way low on your commission. So we're with you on this, Lisa. I promise you, these forms and all that, they're pretty much going to go away. I've been seeing some blogs. It's kind of like during COVID. Remember, we had to sign that document that says, if you enter my property and you get COVID, you cannot sue the seller. Remember that document? What was it called, Arlen?
Oh God, I just had the name right at the top of my head.
Okay. The PED form. During COVID, Lisa,
PED.
they had this form that I couldn't show clients a property unless you sign that document that says, if you enter this property and you were to get COVID, you cannot sue me or the seller. It was at your own discrepancy.
Oh, wow.
And that form went away. And so I truly believe this is still on you. And eventually all these forms, like the one that they want you to have people to sign in, if they go to your open house, first it was mandatory, now it's not mandatory. All these little crazy forms that are out there are eventually going to go away, or somebody's going to sue NAR, which I'm sure there's somebody already thinking about it.
The way, Lisa, the way I start, and I'll be I'm getting some tiles removed in my office, so excuse the mess and the ladder. But the way I usually start my buyers presentations is usually ask them, Lisa, you've heard some changes about the buyer's presentation. What do you know about it? And I let them, and you know what they usually tell me so far, every single buyer, oh, that I have to pay you for your commission? Yes. So they already know. They've done enough homework. They've gotten enough news. They got enough emails. They already know that as a buyer, they're basically at the end of the day could be responsible for paying your commission. But then I ask them, but Lisa, this is why you're going to hire me, because through my negotiation skills, I am going to do everything that I possibly can to get compensated by the seller. And that's why you need me on your side, because that's what I'm going to do. Now, to be quite honest with you, Lisa, I've also made the decision that I want to come from a place of contribution with my clients. So I've made that decision to say, however, Lisa, if I find the home of your dreams and this house you just can't live without, and that seller is just not gonna pay me, I will release you from this contract and I will give you my vendors list. So you can have a home inspector, so you can have all the services that I bring to the table, and I will set you free so you can go buy your dream home. See, what I'm doing here is the likelihood of that's happening is very slim, but if it was to happen, you don't think that when you're ready to sell this property back in the market, you're going to do it through me?
Yeah, I know, I like that.
Yeah.
One
So
of
yeah.
the things, but
you,
one of the
and,
things you said was something I think that needs to be addressed, and that
Mhm.
is, well, what if the seller won't pay the commission? So what I've been saying is, that's okay. What we can do is increase the price and let them know they can either take it at this price with no
Correct.
commission or this price and
Mhm.
pay it.
Yeah. I cover that. We can add it to the
But it
price.
has
We do
to
this. We
appraise.
could work a payment program. I mean, at the end of the day, I can still get compensated through you many different ways. You don't have to pay me my 3% all at once. Hey, we'll make an arrangement where you can pay me in payments. I mean, at this point, it's almost gonna be like we're gonna have a layaway program, So you're gonna make payments on my commission, but you're gonna buy the dreamer home. The compensation, Lisa, is just not gonna get in the way of you getting a dream home. Is that fair enough? We'll work it out. And they're like, sure. But I'm telling you, the first question I ask is, what do you know about it? And the first thing that comes out of my mouth is like, that I had to pay you. Yes. So now you already have them in the mindset that they have to pay you because that's what they've been reading.
Okay.
So that
Very
way it
well
doesn't come
said.
from us. Mhm.
Very well said, Arlen.
Yeah, it's like helping someone self-discover, like their issues versus you giving them the prescription or the medicine. Like they already know.
Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely, Lisa. I hope you got some nuggets from there, and I can't wait to show this client more houses and put her in escrow. Please come back with
Me
that.
too.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa, for stepping up. Anybody else has any questions? Any role play you want to do? Anything that's holding you back from making that call?
Hi,
Please
Alfred.
now.
Hi,
Hello.
Alfred. This is Maria. I came in the call when some guy was talking about expires follow-up boss in the Mojo dialer. So
Yes.
is that the only way to get numbers for expires?
Absolutely not. So here's we go. Okay. So is that who you want to target, Maria?
Yes.
Okay. So an expired and a for sale by owner is low bearing fruit, right? These are people that are raising their hand. One of them is he wants to sell, the for sale by owner wants to sell without paying a commission to save himself money, but they're still paying a buyer's commission, but not a listing agent commission. And expired is somebody who raised their hand and their home did not sell. And it sells for a lot of reasons, but the top three reasons why an expired does not sell is the price. It's overpriced. That's one. Number two, the condition of the house. Is the house in good condition? And number three, unfortunately, I don't like to talk about agents, but the agent. And what does that mean, the agent? The agent could be from out of the area. They're not doing any open houses. They're not servicing the client. They didn't do professional pictures. They did iPhone pictures, et cetera, et cetera. But those are the three top reasons why the house did not sell and it went into expired. So remember, Maria, if you're going to be calling this type of client, because remember, you got to find the market in this market. You got to understand that an expired is very upset. They're very upset that the house didn't sell. A lot of people intruded their home, went through their personal space, or a lot of them had plans to go to a new job and their property didn't sell, and now they lost their job, or it could be a lot of reasons. So these people are pretty upset. And the next day, guess who's calling them? I want to believe there's hundreds of agents calling them trying to get their business or just trying to get the listing, lying to them that, hey, I have a buyer for you, right? So does that make sense, Maria? I'm not sure if you can hear me, but you can unmute yourself at any time.
Yes, it makes sense. So my question is, so the way to get those numbers for the expires is only through the Mojo dialer or what in
No,
numbers?
no,
or-
no, that was just me explaining now. Now, to answer your question is, how do you get expires? There's a couple reasons. If you want to get them for free, you talk to your title rep. Now, I don't know who your title rep is. And if you're working with somebody, if you don't have one, reach out to me. Your title rep could email you a list daily, right? Your title rep. That's one. Number two, you can also go look for them on Zillow. There's a lot of expires on Zillow. Number three, you can pay for a system called My Plus Leads. They're only $49 a month. It's very cheap. And they'll email you a list. They'll email you a list of expires and withdrawals and cancels and for sale by owners, depending what list you want to call. And they all have a cost, but the cheapest one is $49 a month. And you get at least, I would say, at least a couple thousand expires monthly. So that's where you get your expires from.
Okay.
Zillow, if you want to go search them. My Plus Leads is the company that sells them, is the cheapest one, My Plus Leads. And of course, your title rep for free. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that does. Thank you.
Yeah, and don't forget, once again, those are the tough ones to call, but those are the best ones that pay you faster.
Got
Those
it.
are the people who hand raise their calls. So I'm gonna be cheering for you. Let me know on the next call. How did that go? And thank you for speaking up.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Does anybody want to do a role play?
Alfred, I
If
have
not, go
This-
ahead.
this is Gina. I just have a question. I have a seller who is wanting to sell, but it's more like a vacation home. So it's just access to the vacation home. And she's got an idea that I think she went on Zillow and she saw that the price like 500,000 and she wants to sell it for 280. Then I went and I ran I ran like the comps and I saw that everybody else that is selling, their timeshare in that same facility is selling like for 15,000. Yeah, the cheapest is like 11,000. And of course she wants 280. I don't know where she got her number from, but she wanted me to help her because she owes like 65,000 on it. I don't know for what, but there's a lien on that title or the deed. But again, no one can live there. It's just the timeshare. I don't even know how to talk to her, going from 280 to showing her all the comps to seeing how much, her timeshare is really worth. Or unless I'm mistaken, I don't know, because I saw that as well on Zillow, like 500 something. But I think Zillow doesn't pick up the fact that it's a timeshare.
Correct. I think Zillow's just putting like an APN behind it, like a piece of property, when she's just selling her timeshare, right? Like the vacation home timeshare. Am I correct?
Right. No one can live there. It's only like a couple times during the year that they can go out there and stuff, and they still have an HOA fee and everything. So
you gotta just go back to her and educate her a little more. Tell her that she's not really selling real estate, because real estate is real. It's something that you can hold. What she's selling is a space, time to access that property. So I just think you need to educate her a little more, and also show her what other people are selling their timeshares for. It's just a follow-up call. You just got to be a little patient and bring her more, like they say, you have to learn to earn, right? You just got to bring her a little bit more education, bring her a little bit more value, and sit down with her and just walk her through it. Because I think she's stuck on what she saw on Zillow. And once again, Zillow's putting an asset behind it. Zillow's not comprehending that it's not an actual piece of real estate you're selling. It's you're selling time and you're selling space. Now, Arlen, raise your hand. Arlen, go for it.
Okay, I'm sorry, who was that? The question with the timeshare?
Gina.
Gina, you know, one thing that I've been using quite a bit and everybody has lately is that ChatGPT, right? So while you were asking for it, you know, because I've never really done any timeshare, but I just asked her like, hey, I'm a real estate agent in California, and I have a client that wants to sell a timeshare. How do you go about pricing this property? And the first thing you told me is evaluate the type of timeshare it is, because timeshares are different, right? You can get timeshares in different places and so forth, but also it says check comparable sales, and where it's telling me to go check for comps is red, like the color red, weak. Timeshare users, it's like a timeshare group, and there's people selling timeshares there, so you can get an idea of what it's worth. But if you just want to go to ChatGPT and just ask them that question, it's gonna more or less guide you where to go.
That's awesome, Arlen. I'm kind of glad you brought up ChatGPT. I did a training yesterday in our office, and I show everybody how to extract all the emails from reverse prospecting on the MLS and how to make a list of those emails so that you email blast all those buyer agents the listing that they sent to their clients, and you retarget them. Because if you try to do it through MLS, you're going to do it one time at a time. But if you use ChatGPT, you copy everything, paste it on ChatGPT, and you tell ChatGPT extract only the emails and put them in a list, it'll do it for you. So that, guys, don't forget, ChatGPT is kind of like a genie in the bottle. You just got to rub it the right way and ask the right question, and it's going to give you that wish, just like Arlen just said. Does it make sense, Gina?
Yes, and to just add one more thing, yesterday when you talked about it, I went and I was downloading, I was looking at the subscription fee. And then I got home and my daughter had a homework question for physics, and I saw her pull up her phone. She had it and she wanted to ask, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the same like logo, right, for ChatGPT. And then I'm like, oh, Daphne, do you pay for that? And then she goes, no, Mom, it's free. And I was like,
free.
oh.
There's a free version of it.
Yeah, so she goes, no, I downloaded it. So I just thought I would mention that just so that people know. I don't know how to get the free one still. We just had that short conversation because she had a test today. So I didn't want to ask any more questions and keep her time. But anyways, there is a free version just so people are aware of that. That's it.
That's awesome. Yeah, next time we see you, Gina, we'll show you how to download it. Once again, guys, technology right now can do everything for you. You got to take advantage of it. If you don't know how to use it, come see me. Come go see your manager at your office. But you got to get educated on ChatGPT. Now, I know some people are driving right now. Some people have their cameras off for whatever reasons. Probably you're at the gym, you're getting ready, you're cooking, and I get it. It's all good. But if you have any questions, you could post them up in the chat here on the chat on the left, right-hand side, or wait a minute, my right. Yeah, you're right. And post any questions you have or anything that's going on in your life that you're stuck and you want to make this call, but you don't know how to call that prospect or that your cousin or somebody, and you're not making that call. This is a perfect time to do it. I do want to respect everybody's time. It's 9:40. We try to keep this call tight and concise between 45 minutes to an hour because I know we're all eager to jump on Mojo, Vulcan 7, Redx, batch dialer to start making our prospecting calls. And Arlen, just full disclosure, I know the reason why you have a ladder in your office is because I'm going to see you at top or from the top. And that's right. Why you have that ladder, bro.
Yeah, I'm doing my, looking at my business from a 360, bird view, and that's what I was doing.
There you go. Awesome. All right. Let me give some shout outs because I know some of you guys are consistent, and I want to just tell you that I appreciate you guys showing up. I'll read the names right to left. I see Felix, Arlen, Alex, Maria, Justino, Freddie Figueroa, Peter, Isaac, Rebecca, Gabriel, Benjamin, Chris Caballero, Anaya Brown, Georgina, Alice Castillo, Jonathan, Carlos, Jesse Moreno, Robert Salas, Tina Becerra, and Maria Magallanes. Give yourself the virtual high five. I know it's a commitment. I know we all are trying to get to our office. We're all trying to follow up on escrow or something's going on in our crazy real estate career. But anybody have any questions? Any role play you want to do? Anything you want to share with the group that's working in other offices that you want to share? Please unmute yourself. I don't want to be the only guy talking here, which I could, but I'd rather hear from you guys.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ayana. This is my first time starting and joining. And I just had a quick question. You had mentioned that when you call like the expired listings, like the full leads that are within like a radius of where you live or whatnot, whatever you had explained, and then to go door knocking, and if they're not there, to leave something. What do you suggest that you leave? Would that be like a business card, a flyer, or what would you suggest that you could leave that could, kind of potentially catch that home buyer's attention?
All right, since I know Arlen is the master of expires, Arlen, what do you leave behind?
Ayana, think outside the box. What the times that I did extremely well on expires, I had a system, and I had a system with calling them, visiting them, emailing them, and mailing them 3 times before I actually gave up on that local expire, just the local ones, the one in my area. And what I did is I started getting creative with the stuff that I would leave behind. For example, you can go to UPS, you can go to FedEx, and just get the envelopes and the packages, handwrite it. So now they open it because they're like, oh, I got a FedEx package, versus just mailing them a regular envelope, but just leaving a business card that's just up in the trash. That showed, and I would just say, like, this is how creative I am on marketing. You need me on your side. And that's all it said. Get your home sold, call me. And I got people that would call me and be like, you just left me a FedEx package, right? But it was just the envelope and the stuff. And you could just go to FedEx, pick them up for free and send it there. Or that brown UPS label that they leave on your door. Hey, we try to drop off something to you, but you weren't home, so call us. I did the same thing, but it was more like, hey, I came to visit you. I really want to get your home sold. Call me. And but it just got people to just read it. And like I said, I've always said, this is how creative I'm on marketing, and this is why you need me on your side to get your property sold. I did one time too. It was that was a little bit crazy, but it was like a red tube that looked like dynamite, and I would leave it in the front door. Like they would just open it. Again, a marketing piece inside of that thing. But the one that worked the best for me, and you guys can, I strongly recommend you guys apply this to your local expires, is that I had a postcard. Right, the tiniest postcard I could possibly put, because leaving a business card, you won't get them to call you back. They'll just throw in the trash, and many postcards in business card that get left behind. But what the postcard was said, hey Ayana, came to visit you, and I'm sorry I missed you. However, I am scheduled to come back at 6 p.m. today. If this time doesn't work for you, give me a call so we can reschedule. So I have an appointment with you, and we can reschedule. And I don't have an appointment with you, and therefore there's no appointment to reschedule. But what that did is people got to call me back and be like, no, 6 p.m. doesn't work for me. I don't want to sell house. And then the conversation started. And I said, well, see how I got you to call me? That's the kind of marketing that I do to get people to call me about your home. I understand you don't want to sell. I understand you're going through, the process of, why my property didn't sell. Let's talk next week. You know what people usually tell me? Okay, that's fine. And then within that week, I set up an appointment. You know what? Instead of talking, how about I come visit you? And then I was at a listing appointment. And Alfred knows that back in this in Highland Park, when the expire hit the market, most likely they were like, oh, Arlen's going to get it. But that's because I had a system, and I was like, I wouldn't give up. I was at their doorstep at 7 a.m. in the morning. So I would catch people on the way out to work. Hey, Anna, I know you're busy because you're going to work, but let me give you a business card. Hey, when is the best time to come back today? And I don't come on till 6. Okay, I'll give you 30 minutes to like settle in and all. I'll see you at 6:30. They're like, okay, but now you have to come back. Now the postcard, if they don't call you back, you better be there at 6 because you just told them you're gonna come back. So you have to, get all that. But get creative. Just get creative with it. Have fun with it, and that way, because you're having fun with it, getting creative, and you just want to do it over and over and over. It's like, I got to go visit another expirer that's gonna tell me to never come back again, and never this and never that. That monkey, that drunk monkey is going to be telling you not to do it for so many reasons. But when you're having fun with it, you actually look forward to doing it. I used to look forward for expires. Please let there be some expires today.
And the beautiful thing about that, Anaya, there's always expires, even if you look
Always.
30 years back.
Yeah.
Another thing that I do, you heard Arlen's techniques. I know Arlen has those techniques because he used to be a club promoter like me. And when you're a club promoter back in the days, and there was no Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we used to use the party line. It was the party line. It was a line where everybody would call and say, "Hey, we're gonna have a party here on Friday, a ditching party. Make sure you bring some beer and some helium balloons." Or once MySpace, I am sure all of you guys here were a part of MySpace. Then MySpace came up, and then everything changed. But one thing that I do is, because we target notice of defaults, which is just kind of like somebody that's losing their property and we want them to call us back, was I leave a yellow envelope that I buy on Amazon and a stamp from Amazon that says final notice. And I go to their house, and if they're not there, I put in the envelope, I put a letter saying, "Hey, give me a call back. I'm trying to save your house. Let's exhaust these options." I put it in the envelope, close it, stamp it, put it on their door. You do not want to put it on the mailbox. That's federal. You can get in trouble for that. You want to widget on their door, widget in there if they're not there. And believe me, they're gonna call you back, because if anybody knows here that has warrants, I know you got a letter on the mail that says you have a bench warrant, you haven't paid his tickets. Normally it's on a yellow envelope. Or you're being served because you haven't paid child support. It's in a yellow envelope. Right, Benjamin? But for the most part, all of you guys, those are techniques. Arlen, do you happen to have, I'm just gonna throw it out there, do you happen to have that postcard? Or somebody asked a question that says, are the postcards pre-printed or handwritten? Tina.
Pre-printed, Tina. I was just I forgot the size, but it's basically you can do like 3 postcards on a regular paper, and it was just pre-printed. I used to order like thousands of them at a time, and I would just go put it. They're really inexpensive now, especially nowadays with all these printing companies online. You could probably get 1,000 of them for like $50. And just have them ready, and it will just be ready for me to hand out, handwrite, the time frames that I was going to go back with them.
Got it, Arlen. Maybe we'll ask you for that PDF, all the wording. Now, once again, guys, I do record these calls because I go and play them back, and I'm going to steal those nuggets, just exactly these nuggets. If you guys want the playback, just text us your email, and we'll get you the full recording back to you, and you could do reels, you could do all kinds of stuff with the media, of course, try to get more nuggets out of it. Once again, I try to respect everybody's time. Now, Anaya Brown, did we answer your question?
Yeah, yes, you did. And you said to send a text. Like, what number do we text that to? Like our email?
Okay, here we go. We'll put it right here. I think the best thing is to text it to this number, and we'll send you the recording once it's uploaded. I just posted the number. Please, no spam calls. Don't try to sell me anything. I am the gatekeeper. You're not gonna go through the door. Other than that, I'm super excited. All of you guys are here once again, guys. I get it. The interest rate has gone down. I haven't seen a lot of movement since that rate has gone down. I know a question that was asked was, and I got a text, I won't say their name, is a lot of people could and could not be waiting for the election. I don't want to get into that type of subject, but don't create your own objections. Don't tell yourself that there's no business being done out there, because now you're listening to the drunken monkey. That's what Arlen calls it. But don't get too caught up on that. So real quick, next call, we're going to talk about the lucky 7, because I always try to give value. What are the lucky 7s? So the lucky 7s is people that are most highly to sell their properties for several reasons. I'll say a few. People that are getting divorced, they need to sell. Affidavit of death, probate, expires, for sale by owners, NODs, right? Those are some of the people that are most likely to sell, and you want to be in front of these people because you want to get listings. Now, when you get the listings, it's actually a little easier than to working with buyers, because like Lisa said, sometimes they don't want to sign. They're scared. You don't think they could pay your commission. And I always say, if you're getting listings, you're pretty much lasting a lot longer in this market. But just hang in there. continue to show up to these rooms, because in this room, there's a lot of value here. If I was to put the value on the 27 people that were here now, there's 21. You guys have 100 years of experience here. Now I want to hear from Jesse. Jesse, go ahead. Jesse, you there, Jesse? I think Jesse got scared. Is Robert here? Mr. Robert Salas?
Present.
Alfred, I'm here. Sorry about that. I was on mute. I couldn't get off fast enough.
All right, real quick, we'll go back to Robert. But Jesse, go ahead.
What were you asking me, Alfred? I'm sorry. I was trying to focus on getting off mute.
I was asking you, what are you seeing out there? Because I know you go to a lot of offices. You don't got to name them. What are you seeing out there that agents are starting to pivot? What are they doing?
Well, right now they're trying to they're running around crazy, scattering because they don't have the proper training.
Sorry, Jesse, you're in the matrix. I think we lost you. We'll go back to Jesse. Robert, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Robert. Robert, what are you guys doing different right now with Houster? And also, can you let us know anything that you guys got coming up for next Thursday training?
Yeah, so before we had an interview.
Pocket. They don't want to do any of that stuff, man. So that's
Jesse,
what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Jesse, I'll go back to you. You were in the matrix. We didn't hear anything. So I went to Robert, but give me a minute. Go ahead, Robert.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the interview that we had with Scott Groves last Thursday. He did talk a lot about how to be omnipresent, how to be famous with your top 50, get more referrals, get more business. So if you guys haven't watched that, if you guys weren't part of it and you guys want to watch it, it's up on our Facebook group, YouTube channel, Real Closers. And in the next couple of weeks, we have another guy coming in for another interview. So it's going to be myself, Alfred, David. We're going to be bombarding them with questions, and we we want you guys to be there. We're bringing in Tristan Almada. Some of you guys know, he's been doing a lot of marketing lately, video marketing. He's doing a lot of different little things right now, and he's going to talk about exactly what he's doing to build his business. So again, 2 weeks from now, we're going to be posting the link next time, but we're going to be promoting that event pretty soon. We're getting things ready. So if you guys want to be part of that, again, either text us or keep coming to this meeting every Wednesday.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. I did post a link to join Real Closers. There's a lot of free stuff in there, guys. Take advantage of all the free stuff in the join the Real Closers community. Back to Jesse. Jesse, you there? Hopefully he's back from the matrix. We'll give him a few seconds.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about Alfred. No, what I see out there at some offices is agents that get the training. Right now, the training is given in a special way because you guys have sat down and put it together. But some agents want to get the training, they want to critique it their way, and obviously their way is not working completely. So don't try to critique it into your way, your training. Get the training, use it, implement it. You might want to make a slight adjustment on how you pitch it, but don't try to change it around. Then there's agents that don't want, that complain that there's no training, but yet they don't want to reach in their pocket. And sometimes it's free, like here, but there are sometimes you have to pay. And those are the agents that don't want to pay. And you got to invest in yourself. So there's offices that are giving the training like you guys. And I think you guys are top notch when it comes to that. But again, there are agents that are not wanting to train, and there are agents that are still doing open houses by themselves. They don't want a lender there. I have no idea why. Some of them just try to wear two hats. They want to set up, their buyers for disappointment. When how do you know if they qualify? Don't throw down payment assistance at them. Don't throw all these programs at them, and you have no idea if they qualify. So that's what I'm seeing. For me, I can talk to a client. I can ask them a few questions, and off the top of my head, I already know that they're going to qualify because I've been doing it for that long. But if you're an agent and you're only wearing one hat, don't try to wear two. because you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. You're going to set your buyer up for disappointment. Get the training, implement it, and just run with it.
Got it, Jesse. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else want to share before we end this call for today? Once again, we did post to join the Real Closers community. It's a community, and there's so much free stuff in there. It's super cool to be part of that community, and we make announcements and anything that's going on. Anybody else want to share anything before we end this call? Well, once again, guys, for those people that are in Rancho, anybody in this call into flips? Anybody? There's events going on everywhere. Be careful when you guys go to these meetups and all that. There's a lot of communities out there that are charging people. Do not pay anything. Don't get involved in that stuff. You got to do your research. You got to make sure you find a coach and a mentor, which I strongly advise you doing, because everybody needs a coach. Even Kobe Bryant had a coach. You need to find the right coach. Make sure you do a background check on them. Make sure that what they're saying they're doing. I know there's a lot of imposters out there that are selling programs and telling you they're doing flips and solar and construction and all these things. They're a jack of all trades, master of none. You want to be very careful that you do not pay anybody anything, and just keep your eyes open out there, right? Right, Arlen?
Absolutely, man. There's
say
always
Arlen,
someone
'cause
out there with a new scam.
I see Arlen, Lisa, Maria that had their cameras on, Justino, everybody else. Hopefully next time I see your guys' faces. I see Anaya Brown, she had her camera on. Robert. Anybody else want to turn on your camera? We got 2 more minutes and throw a virtual high five. Don't be scared. I saw Maria too. Tina. Oh, look, you see Tina. Now I have a face to the name. Anybody else? This is your time. I know how you guys look, but it's okay. I want to see you guys. It's okay. And Ben's laughing. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How did I did on Sunday with the client that we get it, the lead?
How did you do?
Yes, show me. Be transparent. Tell me the truth.
You want me to roast you in front of all these people?
Yeah.
Okay.
everybody, hey, everybody is smart. Everybody knows how to do it. So I want to learn from them.
All right, Alex, you heard them. Here we go. You did good. You did a good job. The reason why I know you did a good job, because first of all, you build a rapport with him. Number 2, you and him speak Spanish. And number 3, you guys' names sound the same. Salustino and Justino sound the same. And number 4, you were being a human. You didn't try to sell him over the phone. You were asking the right questions, right? How long have you lived there? Why you want to sell? Are you going to be buying? I heard you. So you're doing good. Just keep doing what you're doing. Be Justino, right? I am nobody to judge you. All I can do is continue to ask the right questions to get the right answer. That's all you're doing, buddy. Keep showing up. I am rooting for you. And make sure you read all those books on your Zoom screensaver in the back. I see all these books at the back, or are they DVDs? Real quick, I saw Carlos open his camera. What's up, Carlos? All right, guys, it's 10 on the dot. It's the middle of the week. September's almost over. Go get this money. I can't wait to the next call. For some of you that text me, once this video downloads, I promise I'm going to email you the recording, because Arlen dropped some nuggets, and I'm taking all these nuggets down, and I'm going to make an ebook hopefully in the next 2 years. So thank you guys for showing up. Once again, a virtual high five. Bye, everybody. We love you guys. Go get this money. We're all going to get paid.
Have a good
Bye,
day.
guys. Bye-bye.